Hi to all the students. Welcome once again. Hope everyone is doing good. So today I came with a new concept and new topic to discuss. In the previous classes, we saw what is extension education, scope and importance of extension education, and in this particular session, we are going to discuss regarding a different concept called sociology. So let's not delay. Let's start. So yeah, start with introduction. Yeah, my name is G. Srikar Reddy, working as assistant professor in the Department of Agriculture Extension Education, School of Agriculture, SR University, Warangal. So as a part of a rural sociology and educational psychology playlist, I'm developing these videos. So anybody want to get insights into sociology, psychology, can go through these videos. Yeah, let's start. Today we are going to discuss regarding sociology. So sociology is that particular concept, that particular science which deals with society. So literally you can see sociology has been originated from two different words and two different language words. Generally we see in specific a single uh, what it is called a single specific language words will be there. But this sociology has a specialty that it has been originated from two different language words, so Latin and Greek. Socios has its origin from Latin, and logy has its origin from Greek. So sociology term has been break down from Latin and Greek. Socios meaning companion, logy meaning study or understanding. So this particular sociology deals with society. See, uh, before understanding the concepts of sociology, I want to have a brief scenario with you. See, uh, why this sociology has been important, why this society and the concepts and the relations, interrelations has originated. If you see, man is a social being, as everybody telling us, man is a social animal. Different quotes are there. What does it mean? See, uh, there are many species on this earth. There are many organisms have evolved on this earth, but humans are only the specific type of organism, beings who wish or who are willing to stay together, who exist or who exist their survival in being together. See, if man is not a social being, imagine that we would have been in the forest itself. We never came out of forest. Uh, the mindset or the pattern of human psychology, see, they come together, they live together, they survive together, and they evolve together. So all the human beings came together, they started to live as a one group, then one society, one community, and they somehow survived until today. So when they were individually surviving, it was a different scenario. When they started to live together, and when they started to being live in groups and communities, then there is a evolved concepts, or then you can see different manipulations or different things came across, because when you are being individual it is a different, but when you are living together there exist some rules and regulations are there. Two different people coming together means there are certain boundaries among two people. So in the community itself, in society itself, when many people are living together, there exist boundaries, there exist certain norms which hold them together, which make people to stay together, those norms. So you can see today we are living together in a society, today we are living in all together in a harmony or in a peaceful manner, because we have many different norms evolved over the years, many different rules which has been set by us, for us. See, those norms or rules are different words are there, different names are there for those things, because I am telling norms, but generally you can see society living in harmony because they have a culture, they have democracy, they have law and order, they have rules and regulations, they have institutions, they have organizations. These all things are keeping society in a line. So all these things have not evolved in a day. All these rules and regulation, culture, religion, tradition, rituals, law and order, the democracy, a country, a state order, these rules and regulation, all these things didn't came with a pinch or with a switch, or all of a sudden these things didn't came. So these evolved over the time. They started with a single trait, then multiple traits, then a system, then an organization, then a set of complete structure, then corrections in those structures. All these things over the centuries, it evolved a system. That system is a ready-made system which is available for us, because when you take birth in this society, already there are set of rules and regulations from your time of birth to time of your death. For these 100 years or for this life expected tenure, it is clear cut that what you need to do, when you need to go to school, what you need to eat, how to behave with others, how to be in harmony. All these things are all prefixed. Just you need to follow those guidelines. These guidelines were evolved, these guidelines were written with experience over centuries, which has been transmitted from generation to generation for well-being of human race. Okay, so this happened over the years. So now come back to the sociology. Coming back to sociology, you can see what sociology uh, holds role in this particular concept is, sociology is that particular science which studies the society. Okay, just now we discussed that how society evolved, what were the rules and regulations, it has a system. So this system need to have a proof. Okay, it need everything. There is like theories and science. The proven science will become under theories. Okay, or in general you can see the proven things of science can be called as facts, those facts. And again, those facts, if being challenged, it is science. Again, if it is proven, it is facts. It is all about, the science is all about science and facts, study and facts. So theories, theorems, whatever it is. Sociology is that particular science which keep record of everything. It studies in detail how society functions, what are the key aspects in the society, uh, what things are there which is running the society. So in detail, it will collect the data, it will study all those things, and it will keep a record of all those things. And those blueprints are going to help us for understanding a society's functionality. Okay, uh, so sociology is science of society. It just studies the society. It never changes, or it never modifies, or it never take the wrong information. It takes the information as it is, how it is, however the society is running, however the human interactions are there, however the human interrelations are there. All these conditions, all these situations are captured and understood and framed to data, and they are stated as facts. That particular science can be called as sociology. So, as in the definition, also you can see sociology can be termed as science of society. It is known as science of society. Science is all about understanding new things, proving, again questioning, again proving. This is what science. Experimenting is science and proving is facts. Okay. So sociology is considered as science of society. That's why. Okay. And as I say, sociology has been originated from two different language words. One is Latin and Greek. You can remember by a brand called LG. Life's Good is a brand. So socios is a companion originated from Latin. Logy is to understand or to study. It has been originated from Greek word. So this particular word, etymological meaning is companion study or companion understanding. It will frame out such a way. So generally, sociology is known as science of society, and as many have contributed to this particular field of sociology, Auguste Comte is the one of those rare scientists or rare sociologists who has heavy contribution and led the path for evolving of sociology as a concept from different studies. So, for example, there may be the sociology was there as a study, but not as a separate branch or not as a separate evolved subject. But Auguste Comte has made a contributions and evolved this particular uh, concept into a study. So that's why he is considered as a father of sociology. Auguste Comte is considered as father of sociology. His contributions are around 80 years of contributions. You can see from 1979 to 1985. But he has significant contributions in sociology. That's why he is considered as father of sociology. Okay, that is the concept of sociology. Now we will see the definition of sociology. Okay, so according to Smith, uh, the definition, it is rural sociology. As we discussed, sociology is particularly science of society. Hmm? So some concepts are there. One definition is there in this. Sociology is web or tissue of human interaction and interrelationship. It is considered as that interlinking tissue. It is considered as that web which is connecting all the points. So what it is connecting? Human interaction. How a man is talking to each other. How man is communicating with the community. How he is establishing that interactions. How he is avoiding. So those human interaction and interrelationship. The interrelationship between on one factor to other factor. So in society, from one human to other human, one group to other group, one community to other group, how they are functioning together. So those interrelationships are keenly observed. So sociology is considered as web or tissue of human interaction and human interrelationship. This is one of the definitions. You can say sociology is used for the systemic study of human being in group relationship. Here it is, you can see. This is one. Sociology is used for systematic. It is not random or unknown studies. It is a systematic study of human being in group relationship. So it is concerned. Sociology is concerned with people, and without people or human beings, there cannot be sociology. There is one stated line called sociology is concerned with people. So when I am talking people, see, the concept or the particular whatever we have discussed up to now, sociology is science of society. Society depends upon people, groups, and community. If there is no existence of human beings, there won't be uh, groups, there won't be community, there won't be society, there won't be this interrelationship, intercommunication. So without all those things, what sociology will study? So sociology need to have people and human beings and their interrelationship and intercommunications or interactions can be captured and studied. That particular thing can be called as sociology. So without people, sociology cannot exist. So, and its main emphasis is on their relationship between humans, relationship between groups. Their interrelationship will be mainly emphasized in sociology. Yeah, that is about sociology. Now you can see one more definition or one more concept called rural sociology. Okay, see, when science of human relationship or science of society can be called as sociology, then particularly if you concentrate on rural parts, specificity, if you maintain that particular specificity as specified. So here the specificity is rural. So rural sociology is concentrating on rural parts of any country. The sociology is science of human relationship and rural sociology involves human relationship in rural situation. In general situation, if you study the society, it is normal sociology. But if you see the human relationship in rural situation, in rural areas, then that particular study can be called as rural sociology. One more definition of rural sociology is that according to Smith, rural sociology is body of facts and principles of systemized knowledge. Systemized knowledge and facts is always about science. Okay, so body of facts and principles of systemized knowledge which has developed the application of scientific method. See, whatever the proven facts are there, those things are applied. So, which has developed the application of scientific methods in study of human relationship. Okay, the scientific methods are used for studying human relationship, so that they will develop a systemized knowledge and body of facts. Okay, so they will study human relationship in rural environment and people engaged directly or indirectly in agriculture occupation. So the people who are involved in directly or indirectly in agriculture occupation, their human relationships will be studied in rural environment, and that studies will be done in a scientific method. Okay, the scientific method, what will it result? It will result for a systemized knowledge or body of facts will evolve after this study. Okay. So this is about rural sociology as well. Now we will go for importance of rural sociology. Okay, we are going to study about importance of rural sociology. In rural sociology, see importance of rural sociology in agriculture extension. Why this rural sociology is important? Why we have to study? What it will benefit? Uh, what are the advantages if we study the rural sociology? We can see here. Okay, the first advantage, what it is written, see, if you study the sociology, what will happen in the context of community development or rural development program, deliberate efforts are made to bring about social change in rural areas. So if you are making agriculture extension is making a deliberate effort to bring social change, first of all, if you want to bring a change, you need to know the existing situation, existing uh, what are conditions in their society. If you don't understand the real scenario, real life scenario, then you cannot bring the new change. Okay, so this sociology will be there as that particular guide or that particular reference to consider. Okay, so it is like sociology will have a set of information. By using that information, by knowing that information, new information can be formed or changes can be brought. Okay, what is the situation, you need to know first. So this sociology will be source for provision of such information. So when you want to change the culture, see, extension will change the culture, system and pattern. That particular change cannot be brought without the help of sociology, because if you don't know the culture, for example, a foreigner has came and he is trying to inculcate or he is trying to bring the cultivation of poultry farming in a Brahmin family. As an Indian, as a regular uh, people of India, so you will know that Brahmin community is that particular community which has a culture to avoid non-vegetarian. So they are not going to consider non-veg preference for eating. So they will avoid. So, but if somebody is coming from outside, they don't know that there exists a Brahmin community in India and Brahmin community has such cultural patterns. So if you don't know the cultural patterns, you cannot bring the change. Okay. So this sociology will help you to give the information about the existing culture so that you can study and you can bring a new change. Without knowing the old, you cannot bring them. So you can see the third importance of rural sociology. If you study the sociology, you may not develop the ethnocentric attitude. When I am telling ethnocentric attitude, what is ethnocentric attitude? See, ethnocentrism is the preferential feeling we have for ourselves. For example, as an individual, there is a small pinch or small bit of ethnocentrism in every being. So it is like whatever you believe that particular thing is correct, and whatever you do is that is correct, and whatever you believe has to be correct. That preferential feeling which you have can be called as ethnocentrism. So if you don't properly understand something, you may feel that you are always correct than the other people. So if you maintain that particular type of attitude, what will happen? You cannot bring the change. People, if you don't accept the people, if you don't know the people system and pattern, you cannot change them. You have to accept the people as they are. Okay, You need to understand their system, their value system, their beliefs. Then only you will change them. Otherwise, what will happen? You will be debating with them. Oh, you are wrong. Your system is wrong. You are not doing good. So this thing will happen. So this, in order to avoid this particular thing, you need to have a clear understanding about the origin, the existence, the implementation of something. So then you won't develop such attitude or such mindset which will affect your process and program. Apart from that, what you will understand, you as a sociologist, sorry, you as an extensionist may or may not know the hierarchy in the village, may or may not be knowing the system, may or may not be knowing the agenda, may or may not be knowing the proper approachability method because you don't know the system. See, if an individual comes from Western countries to Indian country, if he need to go to village, if he need to work, he don't know whom to contact. Okay. See, even though if you go to a village in Western country, if you go to Australia to a village, there you will be talking to the first person and you will be asking and dealing with him. But that doesn't work for change. In Indian context, you can see Sarpanch is the first member of the village. So if you need anything, you will go to her Sarpanch. Apart from Sarpanch, you have village level officer, village revenue officer, and agriculture extension officer at cluster level. You know these people exist. There is a body called Panchayat. This body will function in village. So these things you need to understand. So if you don't know the society's existence, society's functioning method, you may not know the this established pattern of hierarchy. So this sociology will give you information regarding established pattern of hierarchy, who is above, who is lower, who is not going to work, who is going to work on what. These things you will understand. Then you are automatically extension, you can bring the change by understanding this hierarchy. And sociology will also introduce you regarding the value system of individual, their emotions, their beliefs, their way of thinking. Okay, so their emotions and attachment towards families, groups, and communities, animals. The particular value system you can understand if you study the sociology. Without knowing the value system, you cannot enter into the mindset of people. You cannot change them because everything is external. The values, the beliefs, the emotions are internal factors. Those internal factors will affect or govern the decision making. So you need to understand the value system. This sociology will give you a brief guidance or brief opinion about the value system which is existing in the society. So therefore, as an extension agent, you need information from sociology. If sociology is not there, your work will be more difficult. Okay, so the sociology will make your work a little bit easy. So that was a brief importance of sociology. Okay, apart from brief importance, you have scope. Scope of sociology. What is scope of sociology? Where it can be utilized, how it will be used, where it can be applied. Okay, those things, future implications, all those things will be considered as scope. So scope, where is scope for sociology? You can see the first one is accumulation and use of sociological knowledge and use it for solving the present problems of rural society. If you see this particular statement, the sociology has a scope to accumulate. Okay, what is accumulation? Gathering all the society's knowledge, gathering all the information in the society, the pattern, the implementation, the working. It will accumulate and use that sociological knowledge for solving the present day problems of rural society. Whatever the sociology is there, if you gather the information of sociology, that information can be used by many others for solving the problem. So sociology has scope to accumulate the information which can be utilized for the development of society. That is one scope. I can see sociology can direct its efforts, okay, direct its efforts in obtaining sociological knowledge by empirical research procedures. Okay, gathering information is fine, collecting information is fine, but for facts, when it will be considered as fact, when it is proven, when science is proven, it will be considered as fact. So there is always scope for sociology to obtain its information through empirical research, through calculation, through numerics, through proofs. If the empirical research is proven, automatically the sociological science will be considered as facts. It is proven facts. So, sociology has a scope, okay, for obtaining its knowledge by empirical research procedure. So, it will be scientifically proven, okay. What is one more scope of sociology? Sociology can channel its efforts, okay, by keeping faith in methods used in the discipline in solving the problems of. So, whatever methods that sociology is using in its discipline, okay, so those methods we need to keep faith. We have to believe that sociology is restricted to this particular part. There is a lot of modification, there is a lot of improvements, but it needs to always channel its efforts by believing that okay, these methods or discipline, this information gathering procedure and process should be same, so that this information will be useful for the society, problem solving the problems of society. So always it should channel its efforts by keeping the faith in these methods for methods used in this discipline. So these methods will always help to solve the problems of rural society. So that is about rural sociology. Okay. So if you go for a brief revision, what we have discussed until now is sociology or rural sociology. Scope and importance of rural sociology has been covered until now. If you go for a brief revision, what it is, sociology has its origin from Latin and a Greek language words. Okay, sociology has been originated from Latin and Greek language words. Socius word, companion, logi word is study. So the father of sociology is considered as Auguste Comte. Auguste Comte is considered as father of sociology for his significant contribution in the field of sociology. Apart from his, Robert Merton has also significant contributions in the field of sociology or modern sociology. In traditional sociology, Auguste Comte has an upper hand, or also significant contributions or achievements in. But Robert Merton has also has its own stamp in modern sociology. Then we started with the definition of sociology. Sociology is considered as science of society. So see, it is not sociology study of society. No, it is science. It is a proven fact. Okay. Sociology is considered as science of society. And one more definition was also discussed. What it is? Sociology is web or tissue of human interaction and interrelationship. This is one more definition of sociology. Done. Then we directly jump into rural sociology. Sociology, I told, it is studying about society, how it is, how it functions. But when it is coming to rural sociology, what it is, rural sociology is same, the science of society, but the system, the information, the knowledge, everything will be to specified to a particular region, specified to a part called rural India, or else rural part. The science of society in rural can be considered as a rural sociology. A few more definitions were also discussed. You can see uh, it is sociology is science of human relationship, and rural sociology involves human relationships in a rural situation. Okay, this this rural sociology involves the human relationship in particularly rural situation. If you are concentrating and maintaining specificity, then it is specific sociology. In that specific sociology, rural sociology is one type of sociology where human relationships were studied only in rural situation. Okay, they are considered a study only in rural situation. So this particular rural sociology in this study, we will only try to understand in rural India. Particularly, we are studying in extension education, particularly BS Agriculture in India. So we will only concentrate on rural India, how this rural India works. So this will work like. in rural parts of India itself. Okay, that's what I am telling. So after that, we have studied the scope and importance of rural sociology. How sociology is important was discussed. Its information, it accumulated data, the methods, the culture, all those things we can use for solving the problem. Without knowing the sociological information, it is very difficult to study a new society. So if you understand society properly, automatically it will help you to solve the problems or implement your programs or schedules. So we also studied scope of sociology. So in the scope, how it accumulates, how it channelizes its efforts, how it collects data. So the vast scope, whatever it is there for sociology, has been studied. I think that's it for this session. So in this session, sociology, rural sociology, scope and importance of rural sociology has been studied. Yeah. Thank you. Hope you understood. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Thank you.